Oh, got it.
Thank you, Michael. You have no idea how many times I practiced that opening line in my head. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. So now that it's over with, I am truly so excited to be here with you all today and joined by my amazing colleague, Ryan Gwin from Trumid on stage. Please give me a warm welcome with Ryan.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony, and thanks, Symphony. This is nice. I appreciate you having me here today.
Awesome. So at a high level, Trumid is helping to simplify data delivery with Symphony. We noticed that the majority of the hurdles that our users are facing are during the last mile of data delivery. How are you going to get actionable insights from disparate data sets out of a silo and into a compliance-enabled, actionable environment? This prompted us to work with Ryan and Trumid in an attempt to solve this major friction point and create the workflow you're about to see today. Ryan, can you tell us a bit more about the challenge you were seeing that led to this partnership?
Yeah, so I think first it's helpful to give a little background context on Trumid's data business to better frame some of the challenges that we were attempting to solve here. So Trumid is a leading electronic trading marketplace focused on dollar-denominated corporate bonds. Given the scale of our participant network, our diverse trading protocols, and our growing market share, we're able to aggregate a significant amount of high-quality market intelligence that helps customers trade more efficiently. These products are data products we create, such as our flagship FVMP pricing product, our proprietary liquidity metrics, some of our bond similarity products, and then future products that we're continuing to innovate on. So today, customers access this information directly in the Trumid trading application to assist with all levels of the trading workflow. But increasingly, clients want to take that data out of our system and integrate it into their own internal systems, workflows, and analytics environments. Because these are large, complex, highly detailed data sets, we typically would do that, and we support that through direct delivery methods such as SFTP, Fix API, REST API, et cetera. And we do that very well. But you mentioned the challenge, right? So the challenge we see here, particularly for large institutions, is around connectivity onboarding. So to give an example, if somebody has never taken data from us before, and they want to set up an SFTP to evaluate some of our data. Seems like a simple process, but there are typically multiple layers of approvals they need to go through: legal, compliance, information security. The result is a delay in how quickly customers can actually begin consuming and benefiting from our data. That process often takes weeks, sometimes takes months. I'm sure it's a process that many people in this room are familiar with. So working with Symphony to leverage some of the tools that you have has been really valuable for us. By leveraging the infrastructure and tools that customers already trust and use today, we've been able to reduce onboarding friction and get large-scale data delivery into our clients' hands much faster.
Excellent. So with those challenges in mind, today we're going to show you how we've leveraged Symphony's secure platform and network to simplify data delivery with Trumid. We've eliminated some of those traditional hurdles Ryan just walked us through, removing file size limits, enabling identity verification, and providing some structure around the chaos of data sets. But enough talking from me. Ryan, please take us away with the demo.
Yeah, sure. And Sean's going to navigate here, and we're going to kind of quickly show how easy this is from both the Trumid side of things, so the vendor, and also the client in accessing our data. So let's kick off that demo. So first, we're going to pull up the bot services here. And here we can see admin tools, SFTP, and our distribution capabilities. You can see that we're connected to Trumid's data source via a Trumid-owned SFTP. And I think that's an important thing for us to note here, right? We have full control over what data is available here for distribution, and we can upload things to this quickly. As we iterate on new data, we put data here almost instantaneously. So this is what we'll use to fetch data for the job. And next, we're going to leverage Symphony's network to create a distribution list of recipients. So using their directory, I can search for users or rooms, and I can quickly add them. So here, we'll add a couple of users here, and we'll create a custom list. Right, so now, after we create this list, we add a couple people, we will confirm that it's been created. And next, we're going to move into looking at the available jobs to send to that distribution list. So this is our list of jobs, and here we have a pre-built job in this list that'll pull a few months of sample data for SFTP, from our SFTP, to send it out. So we'll edit this job, and we'll attach it to the distribution list that we just created. And in this job, as we scroll up, we have control over a number of parameters. That includes date ranges of data that we're going to send, which data products to send, delivery settings. And here, we've updated all of this to use our new distribution list that we just created. So we'll go ahead and run this job manually. And at this point, it's fetching files from the SFTP and preparing the message payload for delivery. So we're running this. And so this is phase one of integration for us, right? So we initially did this as a way to get evaluation data sets to our clients. Scaling is straightforward. We have multiple disparate data products, and we can send any of them into the SFTP that then goes to Symphony, as we mentioned. And while we use this for historical data, for the purposes of this, we also can support ongoing deliveries. So at the end of each trading day, we can send a nightly file into Symphony and then distribute that to our clients. So now let's look at what the recipient receives. So a Symphony user will see a link, and they'll receive login credentials, and then they'd use that to access the data. From there, they're going to go in, and they're going to be able to download those files. They can do this manually, or they can set up a programmatic function to pull this data. And while this is happening, at the same time, the admins on the customer side are going to receive a job summary with metadata on what was sent. So now we're inputting our credentials. We're going to open up the portal. And these are the credentials that were just sent. And now we see all the data files that we transferred over to the customer. And that's it. That's the demo, right? That's the full workflow from setup to delivery. Something that could take as long as several months now can be done almost instantaneously between us and our customers.
Thanks, Ryan. Excellent. Truly such a powerful use case, and just a couple of questions for you building on that. So first off, how do you see this evolving as we move towards the future of agent-to-agent data consumption?
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting next steps for us is the use of some of the AI tools in the agentic workflows that Symphony has to make customer interaction with our data a lot more efficient. What we've shown today was pass-through redistribution is sort of a foundational step for us. And it's honestly the way most customers are interacting with our data today. But as a company at Trumid, we are always thinking about AI and how it can be used to help our customers work smarter, to be able to become more efficient, work better, make better trading decisions. So in a regulated market like us, and it was mentioned earlier, right, it's critical to work with partners who understand all the necessary steps here, all the governance, all the controls, all the operational requirements around AI, large language models, agentic workflows. And that's where, obviously, working with a trusted partner like Symphony, we think this is, has the potential to be such a powerful next step for us. So as an example, I think we can envision a future where Trumid data sets, we have these different data products that we offer. We're sending them all into Symphony, and clients can interact with them through natural language, effectively treating multiple products and data sets as a single unified information layer. And the next evolution beyond that would be customers utilizing some of these Symphony-created agencies to pull their own proprietary data and lay Trumid intelligence on top of that. If I think about an example, right, you might have a portfolio manager pulling in a proprietary, their own portfolio of bonds, then layering on Trumid pricing, liquidity, bond similarity data, and doing bespoke portfolio optimization or aiding in their decision-making process, right? So that seems like a natural kind of next step for us to take this, and it's really exciting for us.
Very exciting. And before we actually reach that next phase, how has this workflow already helped to overcome some of the traditional delivery obstacles which you were seeing?
Yeah, I think honestly, as we mentioned, the biggest hurdle and the biggest impact point for us has been accelerating that evaluation process. Seizing momentum in our customer engagements is critical for our business, and being able to focus on the actual data content itself and the way customers are applying our data rather than technical and onboarding hurdles benefits everybody involved. The challenge to onboard something like a new SFTP connection that we can offer directly, as we noted earlier, can really drag this process out. And there are multiple layers that can stall things. At the same time, these are necessary from a security and a scalability standpoint because these are large, complex data sets that we're leveraging out. So we can't just send them over email, right? Like there's a legal reason we can't do that. There's a security reason. So we need some enterprise-wide delivery mechanism. That's why having something like what Symphony has created here that's trusted by both us and the client has been so valuable. It's allowed us to get meaningful data into our customers' hands almost immediately, and it's dramatically improved our workflow and our ability to get evaluation data into our customers' hands. So it's something we've been really, really happy with, and we're excited to see where it goes next.